This is Kenny's Guitar Tech Tips with me, Kenny Barnwell, professional touring guitar tech. I've teched for some big name artists and toured around the world, which means I've met a ton of people, been in a variety of situations, and made my fair share of mistakes. And I've learned a thing or two about how to adapt to the inconsistencies of the live show. I want to share with you another option, method, or trick that you can try out and see if it works for you. Today I want to talk about capo placement, one with an acoustic guitar as well as a mandolin. Capo placement is so important because basically what you're doing is you're changing the key and you're moving the nut up or down on the neck by using a capo. It's important because when you have a string to tension at a certain frequency, it'll be in tune or out of tune. When you apply a capo, typically the strings will go sharp on you if you check it with your tuner. So I want to talk about the best ways to place a capo and to make sure that it's going to be in tune after you apply the capo. With this particular acoustic, I'm using the Kaiser Capo. It's an overhand capo, and basically when you're capoing, you want to try to get the capo right at the back of the fret wire. The closer to the fret wire possible is best. And also another thing is when you're capoing, you don't want to just slap the capo on there any old way, because what happens is, and it's very minute, but minute changes matter, is when you capo, you're liable to pull the strings a little, causing an offset of the string. So when you strum it, the strings settle and oftentimes get out of tune as well. So what I like to do is I'll place the capo, I'll take my other finger, press it straight down while holding it open. I'll press it straight down, and then I'll release the back. That allows me an even down pressure on the capo. Another thing that I do is right after setting the capo, I'll strum the guitar really hard. And what that allows it to do is it allows the strings to settle from underneath the rubber. Another important thing too is when you're setting a capo is tune the instrument first to whatever you're tuning it to before you set the capo, so you can be as close as in tune as possible. After you set the capo and you strum it really hard, you may find that some of the strings are still in tune and not as sharp as you anticipated. At that point, you tune your instrument up, and then strum it real hard again. Check your tuning. You're going to be probably, if not right on, you just fine tweak your tuning again, and then you'll have perfect tuning with the capo on. Next, I want to talk about Capo Lean with a mandolin. This particular capo that I'm using with this mandolin is a page capo. It's a straight bar capo with an adjustment for the back. And basically I love using these because of the down pressure. Again, like we talked about with the acoustic, you don't want to grab and pull the strings. So with the mandolin capo, and this particular one, again, you find where you want a capo. And then what I like to do is, before tightening the back with my finger, I push down pressure, again, if you notice, right across the back of the fret wire, and then tighten it up from the back. You'll notice with mandolins that mandolins are high tensioned instruments, and so whenever you apply a capo to a mandolin, oftentimes it goes really sharp. So what I like to do is I apply the capo, and then again, just like the acoustic, I strum really hard to settle the strings under the rubber. Of course, before we applied the capo, I was already in tune. If you'll notice, it's a bit out of tune. It's because it's sharp. Again, after I strum really hard, I tune up, and I'll be right on tune. I'll strum it hard again. I'll tune up again until finally, after strumming hard with the capo set on, that the strings barely or don't at all go out of tune. That's how I know, and I'm confident I can hand this instrument to my artist knowing that it's going to be in tune when they strum that first handful of notes. I'm Kenny, and those are the tech tips of the month.